Hi my dear parents and students. We have been discussing the various careers available after plus 2. I repeat it once again, after plus 2. In plus 2, you have to make a very important decision. Which field to choose? And while choosing that, you need to have two perspectives in mind. What was happening the last 10 years in the field you are going to choose, and what is going to happen in the next 10 years in the same field. Now this is very, very important because you will be able to trace the growth of the field you are going to choose during the last 10 years, and if that is going to be the growth, what is likely to be the next 10 years. This perspective is very, very important because sometimes you can see a declining trend in the field you are going to choose. But perhaps something could happen or something is happening now which will make this so-called declining trend to disappear and result in a spontaneous growth in the next 10 years time. I'll give you one example. You take civil engineering. Couple of years ago, civil engineering was not much sought after. The chosen fields were computer science engineering, ECE, like that, triple E, like that. Again, chemical engineering was not much sought after. But couple of things happened. For example, the budget, which is a very important aspect you should consider. Look at the budget, union budget. And the union budget will give you indication where is going to be the investment focus. The infrastructure investment made a big difference in the future of civil engineers. Huge roads, dams, bridges, flyovers, metros. That made a very big impact on the civil engineering field. Today, civil engineering is blossoming once again. So, you need to look at last 10 years, what's happening now, and if this is going to be the reality, how things are going to be the next 10 years time. Similarly, chemical engineering. Because of the environmental focus, effluent treatment, the green tribunal, chemical engineering has become one more prospective field. So, while choosing the field, keep the last 10 years, what's happening now and how it is going to impact the next 10 years time. In this episode, we are going to see biomedical engineering. You split it, biology, medical, engineering. Now, lot of instruments are used. See, wherever a gadget is used, there is a need for engineering. You take medical, for example, biology, medical, engineering. Three branches are clubbed together. Now, to my knowledge, the only gadget I remember the oldest, which I was afraid, was an injection syringe, right? Thermometer, right? Then subsequently, yes, along with that syringe, we also remember what? Stethoscope. This is another instrument. Later on came blood pressure equipments, right? And slowly as you go through the medical field backward, many more gadgets came. Like for example, the ultrasound equipments, scanning equipments, then the MRI scan, TET scan, PET scan and things like that. So huge equipments. I don't know if you had stepped into an operation theatre, if you have a doctor friend of yours, and if you are close to some medical centers, just step in and find out how many equipments are available. So, more and more equipments are coming into play in the treatment of the patient in the medical field, and so engineering is required. What are the other fields? Automobile engineering. A lot of changes are taking place in the automobile industry, so new engineering techniques are coming. Nano engineering, for example. In the software industry, new programs are being drafted, and so new engineering subjects are coming into play. Similarly, in medical engineering, what are the duties of a biomedical engineer? Designing an equipment like an artificial internal organs or machines which will be used in the treatment of disorders. I will show you some photographs. I will pick it up from my computer. Look at this. This is an operation theatre. Count the number of instruments there. This is another operation theatre. Look at the various equipments available. If you Google, you go back 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, you will not find so many equipments. Look at this. The latest in the medical field is use of robots. Look at this picture. A doctor is sitting up separately. There is a patient and robots are operating. And it's a brain surgery. I recently saw a photograph, an information. Surgeon was operating sitting 400 kilometers away on a patient. You may think, is it possible? It is possible, it is happening. In today's newspaper, I came across a small gadget. Look at this. It's a small lock which is fixed on your dentures. And once you lock it, you will not be able to open your teeth more than 2 millimeters. Dieting, which means you can take only liquid diet. And chicken and mutton, no, because this lock will not allow. Now, such a tiny equipment. Just imagine how much engineering should have taken place to make this. Have you seen an hearing aid of yesteryears? There will be a separate box, they will keep it in the pocket, there will be a wire and they will keep it here. And today you do not know whether a person is wearing a hearing aid or not. It's called jewelry these days. I was talking to a hearing aid businessman. He said, sir, there was a stigma a couple of years ago to wear hearing aid. Now it is seen as a jewelry. And hearing aid is again nano, smallest. You know, those days, even to have an hearing aid in the spectacle frame was a new technology. Today, it is placed inside the ears. Look at some of the techniques like a stent, right? Like, the knee surgery where metals are placed inside, foreign bodies are placed inside. People want to live longer. And medical science is expanding ever. And this is where the biomedical engineering field becomes very, very important. What is it you should study? BTech or MTech in biomedical engineering? Or undergraduate study in biomedical engineering? Where are the places? All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Northwestern University, Illinois, MIT, Boston, or some of the places. Now, in all these episodes, I'm restricting it to less than about 10 minutes or 12 minutes. The idea is to introduce a topic to you. You have to do your original research. As I said, the research you focus on the past 10 years in that field. For example, if you take biomedical engineering, last 10 years or 5 years, what is the current status now and the next 10 years. You can even put a question and what are the prospects, what is the growth and what is the money involved. And then you can come to a conclusion. So these episodes are introductory, they are not exhaustive. Today, at your fingertips you have the information. You can go through the various information that is available, discuss with your departmental head and take into account your passion and then decide. Please subscribe to this channel, press the bell button, share this information to all your friends and contacts. See you in my next episode. All the best.
SRMJV is not just a school, it's a one-time experience.
VM Nagar, Tiruvallur.